Hi guys, and welcome to another WordPress Divi theme tutorial. This is Jamie from System22 and webdesignertechtips.com. Well, we've been playing around with this Divi site here, and like I keep saying, the Divi theme just is absolutely awesome. If you're making any kind of WordPress site, I would recommend you take a look at it. It's so versatile. If you want to try it out, you can try it out from a link below this video. And we've just been adding a few effects to this site here, just to make it look a little more interesting. So let's continue doing that. And what I want to do this time is add a bit of rotation transition to perhaps this icon here. And I want it to rotate horizontally, so it's like a spinning coin rather than a spinning wheel. And it's pretty easy to do. But especially if you want people to click on it or it to be noticeable, it's a good little effect to have. So I'm going to right click, I'm using Chrome browser here, I'm going to right click and inspect this little element right here. And we can see it's an icon class, it's Font Awesome. Yeah, these were Font Awesome icons that we added to our site here. If you want to learn how to do that, please check out our Font Awesome tutorial that we did back along. It's very easy and they got a huge selection there. So that's what we want to affect. And if we look up here in the container that it's in, it's got a class name of Font A. So we're going to affect Font A, I. Font A, the container, the I, which is the icon within the container. Now what I want to do is get to the hover state. So I'm going to go over here and check our little hov and check the hover box there. That'll put it in its hover state because I want this to happen when we hover over it. So here we are. Here's our Font A, Font AI, I should say, hover. Just bring this up a little bit so we can see a little easier. Okay, so we've got it doing something now when we hover over it like the rest of these. We've got it changing to the color red and the box shadows changing a little bit, becoming a little more prominent there. And looks like we've got a different margin on the bottom there too. So let's go about transforming it and making it rotate like a coin. So let's say transform. Now how do we want it to transform? We want it to rotate. We've got rotate right there. And which way do we want it to rotate? We want to rotate horizontally, so that would be along the Y axis. So rotate Y. And how much do we want it to rotate? Well, at least one revolution, which would be 360 degrees. So let's open some curly brackets here and write 360 DEG for degrees. And close that round bracket there. Little semicolon on there. Okay, don't see anything happening at the moment. So let's give it a duration. How long do we actually want it to do this for? Or how long do we want it to take to complete this? Let's say 2 seconds, that should be plenty. We can always change it. Transition. Duration, it's prompted us right there again. Transition duration. And I'm going to put 2S for 2 seconds. Let's just uncheck that for a moment and hover over it. There we go. You can see it's doing that 360 transition. Of course, you can make it 180. You can make it 720, however you want. That's basically one rotation. So the blank side starts off there and it ends up there. So let's just, for example, let's get that hover going again. Let's change that to 180. 180. Now let's take that hover off and see what happens now. There, it just does the 180 and it still takes 2 seconds to do it, so it's flipping it the other way around. And of course you can do 720 or you can do however many you want. Let's hit that hover again and say 720 this time. Take that off and it should flip round twice this time. There we go, and it still takes 2 seconds to do it. Okay, well let's just copy what we've got there. Actually, I'm going to put that back to, what did we say, 360 before, so it just spins around one time. Not 36,000, as you can see. If I leave it on that, it's going to spin and spin and spin. I'll just show you. Like I say, you can put in what you want, but that's not what I wanted. I put in one too many zeros there. So let's take that one out. And now it should be back to our original 360, which is all I wanted right there. Could speed it up a little bit perhaps. Let's make it 1.5 seconds. See what that looks like. Yeah, it's a little bit quicker. That's absolutely fine. All right, well, let's just copy what we've done here. I'm hitting that hover again. And I'm going to copy all of it down to the bottom. Now, I don't need to change the top bit. Anything we haven't changed, I don't need to change. So let's copy that. Let's go to our dashboard. We're down to Divi and we're in the theme options. And our custom CSS panel is right at the bottom of the theme options page here. Or it's also on the bottom of the theme customizer. It's the same place. Now let's just put our code in here. // and we'll just call it spin. Okay, so I've just pasted that bit of code we copied from our Chrome Inspector browser there. Now I don't need anything we didn't change, so that first 3 lines we can get rid of. And also what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this line, the transform line, and add what they call a vendor prefix to make sure it works on Firefox browser, or actually on Safari browser. So I just write dash webkit dash and then paste it in there. That'll make sure it works on the Safari browser as well. So that covers us pretty well. So if we save those changes, and let's go back to the site and do a refresh. I'll get rid of that inspector now. There's our site. Now all of those fonts should have the same class, so they should all actually spin like that. Let's check our first one. There we go. Now this one should also spin. Yep. There we go. So they're all spinning. Of course you can apply that to anything you want. I don't think I'll apply it to this because we've got enough going on there. What if we want to apply it to this perhaps? Let's have a look. Let's just give it a class. Let's enable our visual builder. Get rid of this. Okay, let's go down there and let's just give this a class. Let's give the whole thing a class. So I'm going to go on the little cog for the settings there. I'm going to go to advanced, CSS ID and classes. I'm going to give it a class of, I guess, SPN for spin. Give it what you want, just as long as you can remember it. Save changes. exit our visual builder. We'll have to save the changes again. And exit. Now while that's exiting, we'll go back to our custom CSS just below this one. Now we called that class was SPN, wasn't it? And it was a class, so it's .spn. And open, close some curly brackets. And I'm simply going to copy this over to here. Now you can change it. It doesn't have to do the same, but I'm going to leave it the same for the minute. Now I'm going to save those changes and go back to the page. Let's refresh that page and go down to that element. Like I say, you can do it on an element. You can do it on things within that element. For instance, we did it on the icons within this element here. Now hopefully when I hover, oh, I haven't put the hover class on there, so we've got to tell it to do it when we hover. So we'll say spin.hover colon hover, really important, no space between the colon and the hover. Save that. And let's go back and refresh. And once it's refreshed, see what happens now. There we go. It's spinning around too. That's taking a bit quick, so let's just change that to 2.5 seconds. Like I say, they can be completely different. And refresh that again. There you go, that's taking 2.5 seconds there. And it's spinning it back to front and back the right way round again. So there you go. Now anything else you want to actually do that, you can just give it the class of spin. Let's try it on one of these. We've got enough going on these anyway, but let's just for a bit of fun put it on there as well. Or of course, like I said, you can do it to any element within an element as well by targeting whatever that element is. So let's see. That's a column right there, isn't it? So let's just do it on this, so it'll do it to the words when they pop up. Let's give it a class of SPN, wasn't it? Now we've already got a class there, but it's okay to just put a gap and add another class, SPN. Save that. Save our changes. Exit the visual builder. And let's see what happens now. As you can see, that's spinning there. I mean, that's a little too much going on there for my taste, but like I say, it just shows you what you can do if you want to. There you go. Just an example of adding a bit of rotating transform. Like I say, that was really the one I wanted to do right there. Very easy to do, and it is very eye-catching. Of course, it's very easy to go over the top as well. But it's just another effect you can use if you want to. So I hope you found that useful. If you have, please like, share and subscribe to our YouTube channel. If you're interested in web development, take a look down below. We've got some great courses down there. There's some free ones. And there's also some premium courses with some huge discounts for our YouTube subscribers. So do take a look. Once again, this has been Jamie from System 22 and webdesignandtechtips.com. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.